You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. Kevin.
I'm 6'5", 250, and trained, so bring that shit on, bitches.
I was listening to Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead last night. I've never really called into Kevin's show or gotten into any banter to him because, to be honest with you, he's way too intellectual for me. I mean, I'm no dummy, but this guy, I don't think I can hang with him verbally in just, discussing the issues. He's a really smart guy.
That's Wes Johnson. Find him at wesjohnson.com. The greatest on-air personality to ever bless the United States of America.
He does a really good show. It's very professionally done. He's on iHeartRadio.
I can sniff out bullies from a mile away, and I love to go after them. I am not alpha male until an alpha male shows up and tries to start bossing me around. That's when the alpha male comes out in me. I'm an alfalfa male. Once an alpha male gets in my face, I'm an alfalfa male. The cowlick pops up on the back of the head.
Every once in a while, you have to go to war.
The can't rise to become high waters. I got my dukes up.
I'm gonna, what do you call it, mute my mic so I don't deafen you, or defecate on you. And, oh shit, he made a poop noise. And then we're gonna...
And I'm ready to rock and roll. Give him a little Jack Johnson, Yeah.
Truth on Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead. All the truth you can handle running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth on Tap.
This is Debbie of the Debbie Daily Network here on Spreaker.com, and you're listening to the Kevin Kierstead Truth on Tap. Tap, 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 tap.
I believe I've been tapped. I believe I've been tapped. Yeah, that was Debbie Daly saying tap, 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 to tap, to tap, tap. And that's what you're saying right now. I got nothing, folks. I got nothing. I don't know why I'm here, but maybe that's the irony in it. I mean, part of what we're going to talk about is motivation. I don't have any right now. You may not have any. Maybe you're decompressing from a long day at the office or in the orifice. It depends on what kind of days you have. John Holmes, not the same as Kevin K. Yeah, K-Tap, John Holmes, not living parallel lives. And that may be for the better on behalf of the K-Tap. However, what that means nothing to me, because I can talk silliness just as much as anybody else. But tonight, we're not going to talk silliness. We're going to talk smartness, because we're talking about motivation. We're talking about why you will fail. You will fail to have a great career. Did you know that? Yeah. Well, I got one loaded up also called The 6 Degrees with Kevin Bacon. I don't want to play it. Yeah, it's an advertisement. I was suckered in. Man, you can't just trust TED Talks because they're TED Talks. Forget about it. The Power of Motivation at a Crash Course Psychology, number 17. You're going to love it. Getting Stuck in the Negatives and How to Get Unstuck by someone named Allison Ledgerwood, which turned out to be a great TED Talk. And I think it's worth talking about. And then Brain Chemistry Life Hacks we're going to talk about. And it's nothing revolutionary here, folks, but sometimes you need to be reminded of some of the basics, too. And I'm going to agree and disagree with some of this shit like I always do. Are we going to learn anything tonight? Probably. Are you going to come to any real conclusions? Probably not. This is what we do. We probe. I've heard it said, and you've heard it said, that content is king. And tonight, I'm going to replace one of the letters in the word content. I'm going to take the final N out and put an X in. Meaning context is king. I am the context king, and context is king. You see headlines, you hear sound bites, you hear songs. They fit an entire lifetime into 3 minutes and 14 seconds. No, Kev's got to flesh that out for you. Let's talk about it. What does it really mean? Why is nobody talking to the average Joe? They're all talking to either ex-inmates or fucking millionaires. What about you and me? Well, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that gets you, the average person. If you're a millionaire, you probably shouldn't be listening to my show. I don't understand you. I can't relate to you. Forget about it. I don't have lessons for you. I grew up in that real shit. Okay? If you grew up in the ghetto, you're probably not going to relate to me. I'm not going to relate to you. I didn't grow up rich, but, we did have electricity. That's some shit right there, electricity. Yeah, I'm bragging a little bit. I had electricity, bitch. We had a TV and fan. That's right. We'll talk a little bit about that. You're going to hear about all of that, and some extra, because I do be throwing in extra. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
This is Grandpa L from the United World One Voice Network, and I listen to Kevin Kierstead on The Truth on Tap right here on Spreaker.com.
Yeah, Grandpa Al, you got to check him out. Debbie Daly, you got to check her out. There's a lot of viciousness. Hi, Trevor Cody, first in the chat room, gets gold, silver, and bronze medal. I'm also giving him a dildo from the Jurassic period. Now, I don't know why, considering humans weren't around, that we have a dildo in the Jurassic period, but I did find it and carbon dated it. And you get that. That's yours. You get to keep that. Call of Duty went 0-24 in Call of Duty. 0-24, Trevor? Are you that determined? You won 0 games and lost 24? Is that what you're telling me in Call of Duty? But you kept trying? But you stopped before you won one, if I'm looking at your record right. What kind of motivation do you have? 0-24 in Call of Duty? Most people quit after the 3rd or 4th loss in a row. They're having a bad day. Yeah, I got to hear what motivated you to go 24 losses in a row. And then, why didn't you go to 25? Why 24? Why did you stop there? This may turn out to be a very revealing thing, Trevor. Why did you stop at 24 whacks? We got to hear that. I keep hearing, I'm not even going to repeat myself. This is one of the challenges you have in a podcast. I want to talk to some new people that are coming on board and that are podcasting or thinking about podcasting. I was listening to this Spreaker Live show that's been going on, and they've even followed me. Thank you. But they are talking about how to get your show online and then why you might want to get it online and why you should use Spreaker. And Spreaker's a great platform, or I wouldn't be here. But the whole thing is, the question really comes down to what do you want to do? If you're doing a music show, I can't talk to you right now because that's I don't even understand music very well. So I wouldn't be on your level. You know all these songs and all these chords and you can play guitar. I don't understand all that. I'm talking about talk shows. They're talking about Spreaker. Why would you want a show on Spreaker? It can be very simple. First of all, one, you don't have to have a radio voice. I've proven that. Almost all of my friends, I think Guy Shea's about the only one amongst us that has a real radio voice. And, we're doing okay. You don't have to have a radio voice. You have to have something to say that people find interesting. And they may be listening so they can gather ammunition to beat you up with. If you're religious and they don't like religion, Stabby will be there. He'll be gathering stuff on you. Trevor says, getting my mind bursting. Those are great questions. Yeah, I want to know why you went 0-24. What made you go past the 5th one? What made you go past the 15th loss? Then the 20th loss? I'm still trying. And then stop exactly at 24. I want to know what got you there. And why didn't you go 0-25? Why didn't you just go 0-12? Why didn't you win one? Are you drunk? We got to talk about that too. Yeah, I started online shooters way back, 1998-ish. Yeah, I was playing the Quake, Loki's Minions, Capture the Flag, Risk Grapple. Yeah, I did all that. That was pretty good. I'll tell you one game that I played that I never thought I would play was, my dad talked me into it when he was still alive. It was Aces High, World War II fighter game. I had no interest in flying sims, nothing like that, but he flew in real life, and he talked me into it finally. I got into it. Next thing you know, I'm flying. And you get hooked, just like anything. If you find some psychological reward in it, you're going to get hooked if you get a few victories under your belt. And I played for about 6 months. By the end of the 6 months, I was ranked 85th best pilot in the world that played that game. So anything with practice, it doesn't matter. But what is it really? Just a joystick and a throttle. You're sitting at your chair. It's not like you could do that, if you really had a friggin' A6 M5B0 shooting up your ass in World War II, you might fly a little differently. I'm the kind of guy that's so crazy, I would have been flying in formation, no threat, and just bail. Yeah, just pop the canopy and bail. I want to go skydiving. We'll get another plane. I want to go skydiving right now. Why not? Hi, Andrew. Oh, uplifting title. Yes, the title is How to Kill Your Old Self. And it is not about suicide. But I think one thing we do is we hang on to our old selves. We got luggage, don't we? We got memories. We got baggage. We got trauma in our past. And there are people that cannot let go of their old selves. And as long as you can't let go of your old self, you can't progress in any way meaningful. I was thinking about that today. I was looking at some of these motivational talks that are out there and a bunch of the books. There's not a lot, unless I've been looking in the wrong section of the bookstores, that tells you how to get away from your old self. You know, if you were 30 years old and you were totally interested in the stock market, that was going to be your life dream. You knew how to manipulate the stock market. You were going to get in. You were going to get rich. You gave it a shot. You failed. You found there was no real reward in it for you, no passion. You slowly started to migrate over. Next thing you know, you're into anthropology. That's your thing. All right, so now you're 40. And you're looking back, and there's still this push from your old self to, hey, look at stocks. Hey, get some stock books. But you're not interested in that anymore. And you're carrying around the guilt from not doing it well when you had the interest. Why would you do that? You can carry around a lesson, okay, that wasn't for me, without carrying around all the guilt that manifests itself in your daily life in everything from motivational issues to serious physical health problems. These are things you have to cut off. So I'm giving you permission to kill your old self today. Kill him. Shoot him in the fucking head. Today, you get to start out fresh. You're the new you today. You don't have to change much. I'm not asking for drastic change, but I think you know what you want to change about yourself. But if you don't give yourself permission to let go of the failures of yesterday, then you will not give yourself any path to find some success in tomorrow. It's not going to happen. So you might as well say goodbye to that until you kill your old self, the one that was failing. You can do it. Just shoot him. I hear what you're saying. I should move from Call of Duty and start playing Battlefield. Well, that's not exactly what I was saying, but if that's what you're feeling in the message, I can't control that. I just put shit out there. I was listening to some motivational speakers today, and I love listening to these guys, and a lot of them are a little bit... Here's what's different about me and someone like Les Brown or Wayne Dyer or somebody like that. Or Tony Robbins, for Christ's sake. I mean, these people want you to believe the whole world is right there for you to grab. And you know what? It isn't. It isn't. Some people cannot make it just because they want to. And these people make a living on telling you what you want to hear and getting you excited. You know, there's not a lot of difference between a motivational speaker and a preacher. At least a preacher who's an evangelical and who counts on giving good sermons to get his money. They're telling you what you want to hear, folks. And maybe that's important. I'm not going to rule it out. Maybe you do need to have somebody coaching you along saying you're going to make it. But to have people telling you that everything's going to be roses, if you just want it, desire it deep down, and you wake up tomorrow and feel like a failure because you wanted it but it didn't happen, what good has that done you? You're out $40 because you bought into the program, or you dropped $40 into the donation plate, and you're not any better off than you were. Now you've got an extra layer of guilt to put on your conscience because you didn't make it like they said you would. Now, our natural human tendency is to blame. We start pointing fingers. Well, that person held me back there. That person held me back. There's medical condition held me back here. There are some things you can overcome. But once you get into a lifestyle of accepting failure and shortcomings as a really valid crutch, you're going to use them forever. How do you talk yourself out of that? I don't know. I have no idea how you talk yourself out of that. And I've studied the shit formally. I don't know, but I got some people on here that do know. And I think the best place for us to start tonight is to talk a little bit about the, what does the guy call it? Let me see, brain chemistry. All right, see, I don't like using new terms for old ideas. Brain chemistry life hacks. Well, what does life hack really mean? You know where hacking came from. It means to go in and manipulate something that wasn't acting the way you wanted. You want to take control of it. That's a little too nouveau for me, which is French for new. You knew that, didn't you? Sure you did. This is a guy who's going to tell you a little bit about life hacks, but what's funny is you think he's going future. He's talking life hacks, but he doesn't go future. He goes back to the basics. Now, this guy, I get the feeling, I'm going to go ahead and put the filter out there right now, because it's going to affect the way you hear them. Curious if they were a control group that did not listen to what I was about to say and listen to them, or did listen to what I was about to say and then listen